Good morning, one and all. Today we discuss about conductors and insulators. Okay, going to this class, we will discuss uh, previous class. Okay, then the previous class, charge. Charge is a intrinsic properties of matter or material. The charge is symbol of charge is denoted by Q. That is SI units of charge is coulombs. Okay, when a discharging and charging is formed when some materials are rubbed with another material. Suppose the glass rod rubbed with silk and wool, the glass rod get the positively charged charge carriers on the glass rod. Suppose if plastic rod rubbed with silk or wool, the plastic rod get the negatively charged. Okay, they gaining the some charge carriers. Glass rod get the negatively positively charged, plastic rod get the negatively charged. Suppose two glass rods keep in a nearer point, certain point, that means they having both same similar like charges. Like charges means positive charges, like they can be repelled to each other. Okay, suppose in the case of plastic rods, they having negative charges, that means negative and negative plastic rods, they can be repelled to each other when it can be keep in a small distance. Okay, suppose if we can glass rod and plastic rod keep in a small distance, that is glass rod having negative plastic rod having negative charged, glass rod having positive charged. Okay, in between them, unlike charges we get the attraction. Okay, attraction in between like charges we get the repulsion. Repel or repulsion. Repel. Okay, that means in the like charges we get repulsion force or repulsion each other. In the case unlike charges, the attraction force or attraction can be formed. Okay, suppose now we will discuss conductors and insulators. Okay, we will discuss according to band theory of solids and band theory of solids or band gap. The classified solids metals can be classified into three types. That is, one is conductors, second one is semiconductor, third one is insulator. Okay, this is the material solid metal can be classified into three types. That is conductor, semiconductor, insulator. Okay, that is topic is there, semiconductor. We will discuss what is the phenomena, what is the properties of the material, we can discuss in the semiconductor topic. Now in this case we can discuss about the conductor and insulator. Okay, in this, when a metal rod rubbed with wool and we will get show the sign of being charged. Suppose when you can rubbed with a glass rod rubbed with silk and woolen, we get a form a positively charged. Okay, because okay, it is only appear the charge carriers, but it do not move one place to another place. Okay, that means okay, when you rubbed with silk or wool, any wool, the glass rod can be form a positive charge carriers, but these charge carriers do not to transfer to another place. Okay, this type of materials is called insulators. Suppose some materials transmit the charge carriers, Okay, in the case of transmit the charge carriers from one place to another place, this type of materials is called conductors. Suppose in the case of conductor, in the case of band gap, this is the insulator, this is the semiconductor, this is the insulators. Okay, this is the conductors. That means suppose it is a valence band, it is conduction band. It is having valence band positively charged, it is conduction band is neutrally charged. Okay, there is a conductor or metals. This is a semiconductors. It is having neutrally charged. Okay, it is positively charged. Valence band, it is conduction band. It is conduction band, it is valence band. Okay, it is the energy gap. Energy gap means top of the valence band to bottom of the conduction band is the energy gap. The energy gap is more than 3 electron volts. This type of materials is called insulator. These materials do not follow the electric or conductivity, do not follow, there is no flow of electrons, there is no flow of free electrons. That's why these materials not transmit the electrons one place to another place. This is a positive charge valence band, it is neutrally valence band. Okay, that means it can separated the insulator, means it can be separated the some region. Okay, in this case semiconductor, the band gap is very small. It is approximately below 2 electron volts. Okay, below 2 electron volts. This type of metals is called semiconductor. The energy gap is below 0.1 or 0.12 electron volts. Is electron volts is the energy gap of energy units is the electron volts. The 0.1 electron volts, this materials is called conductors or metals. This type of conductors can be transmit the charge carriers from one place to another place. Suppose we can keeping one metal rod, we can rub it with some metal, some another silk and hold it. Suppose this one metal. Okay, this is metal having charge carriers. There is no band gap region. Okay, it is a metal or conductor. You can rub it with one silk or wool or any silk or wool that can be transmit the charge carriers from metal to our body. This can be charging, it can be gain the charge carriers, but this charge carriers can be transferred into human body. This gaining or losing the charge carriers can be transmitted into human bodies. But in the case of glass rod and plastic rod, we can rub it with silk and wool. They gain the charge carriers, but it cannot move one place to another place. That is, it did not move into the human bodies. Okay, that is, human body is a conductor. It is transmitted the electrons or charge carriers from metal to human body. Okay, metal to conductor to human body. That means the charge carriers are motion. Charge carriers are in motion. In motion means it is transmit the one place to another place. That is metal to human body to ground. Okay, this is the this phenomena occur in a conductors. This phenomena occur in a insulators. Insulators having high energy band gap. That's why there is no transmission of the charge carriers one place to another place. There is a bond region. it is not transmit the electron flow. There is no free of electrons, no free electrons in the insulators. That's why there is no transition occur in a insulator. Okay, in the case of conductors, the more number of electrons is there, free electrons, we get the conductivity or transmission is there, we get the number of electricity compared to the insulators. Okay, suppose we can observe the one copper wire connected to the pith balls. Okay, they get the pith balls can be get the negatively charged, acquire the negative charged, because that is transmission. That is when a rubbed with rubbing means it can be charged or discharging of the some materials. Okay, the plastic rod or glass rod can be get the charge carriers like this. Glass rod rubbed with silk or wool, we get they getting gaining the positively charged. The plastic rod get the negatively charged. Same phenomena that negative pith balls, it can be transmit the charges to the pith balls. That is negative. That is having actually ball plastic rod having negative. Okay, it can be rubbed with negative. This negative transmit to pith ball. That means plastic rod having negatively charged, we can rub it with pith ball. Okay, this transmit the negative, this negative comes to this side. Okay, but one place to another place, but there is no motion of the body. Suppose this is a glass. Okay, there is a negative part. Okay, this can be transmitted to another part, another material. Okay, but not transmitted through the glass plate. Okay, this is the occur in a insulators. Okay, that is similarly we can do the some experiment using with the nylon and thread, rubber. Okay, there is no transfer of charge carriers. That means these are the insulator materials, because there is no, they get the charging. Okay, they having positively and negatively charged when it can be rubbed with silk or wool and another material. That we, okay, we can form a charge carriers, but this charge cannot move one place to another place. This is the region. Okay, this insulator material. Suppose you can rub it with glass rod. Okay, they get the negatively charged, that is plastic rod. Suppose we can using glass rod, we get positively charged on the surface of the glass rod, but this charge carriers not transferred to another place. Okay, and suppose in the case of metals, they can be transmit or move to one place to another place. In the case of conductors metals, this is the when charge carriers are moving one place to another place, this type of metals is called conductors. Some metals not transmit the charge carriers one place to another place, this type of metals is called insulators. Okay, so here thread, rubber and glass, plastic, these are the insulators. Okay, when some substances allow passes the electricity through the materials, this materials is called conductors. They do not allow the electricity through the material, this type of metals is called insulators. Okay, some metals having the transmit the charge carriers one place to another place, that means free electrons is move. The metals having free electrons, that electrons transmit one place to another place. Okay, this type of metals conductors, like human body, okay, animal bodies and earth and metals are conductors. Suppose non-metals like glass, porcelain, plastic, nylon, wool, wood. Okay, these are the insulator materials. Insulator materials having high resistance. High resistance means low conductivity, low electricity. There is no electricity. Okay, in the case of insulator materials, high resistance, that is high resistance is nothing but high dielectric constant. In the case of conductors, they obey high conductivity, It means high conductivity means the flow of electrons is more, free electrons is more in a conductors. In the case of non-metals like insulators, they having high resistance, high dielectric strength is more. We not full no free electrons. That is why they having no electricity, low electric conductivity in a compared to the conductors and semiconductors. Suppose when a charged body exceeds the charge on the body disappear by a causing a momentary current to the pass through the ground through the connecting the conductor like our body. Suppose the process of sharing of charge carriers with the earth. Okay, this is called grounding or earthing. Okay, suppose here we can having, suppose 3 in a transformer, we having 3 lines. One is in the current wires, 3 lines is there. One is positively negatively charged, one is negatively charged, and is neutral. Okay, neutral. Okay, suppose we can neutral. Okay, earth having positively charged. Okay, suppose we can in the previous 20 or 30 years back, okay, we can having only single wire. This 3 lines is, okay, we can taking single wire. This wire connected to the bulb, can be bulb. Another wire is connected to the earth. Okay, that is negative, this is positive. Okay, positive and negative, we get the current. Nowadays 2 wires, okay, in a wire 2 wires, one is connected to the positive negative, another one is ground. Okay, ground, one is positive, another ground. There is a ground is nothing but negative. Old villages they having, we can one wire is connected to the metal rod and copper rod. It can be keep in a ground, Okay, we get the current is passed through the these 2 wires. Okay, that is earth is nothing but in old 20 years back they having one single wire. Single wire is connected to the one wire, another wire is connected to the ground. We get the current, bulb is shining. That means there. But nowadays 3 lines, 3 wires is there. One is negative, another one is positive, another one is neutral. Neutral is nothing but, suppose one conductor having number of positive charge carriers and number of negative charge carriers. Suppose here 20 positive charge carriers is equal to 20 negatively charge carriers. That is can be neutral. Neutral means number of charge carriers, positive charge carriers is equal to number of negative charge carriers is equal to, that is called neutral body. Neutral body. Okay, that means net charge is equal to 0. Sum of the net charge on the body is equal to 0. Suppose in the case of hydrogen, one proton, one electron. That means one positive charge, one negative charge. Electron having negative charge, proton having positive charge. That means number of protons is equal to number of electrons in a hydrogen atom. Okay, this grounding, when repairing, you can go to TV repairing shop and repairing and electrical shopping, we get showing that is earth is connected to the in a TV and iron box and refrigerator, they having connected to the earth, they can be work. Okay, suppose some electricians repair the TV and iron box and refrigerator, they can be connected to the earth, they can be they can be repaired. Okay, suppose we shocking, suppose we cannot having chapels and any type of insulator metals, we can connect the copper wire, current wire, current wire, we can we get the current is passed through the human body. Human body is a highly electrical conductor. Okay, that's why we can shocking the current, we can died in very heavy high current, we can spot it. That means suppose we can having chapels and insulated metals, we can't get any shock. That is, current is not passed through the insulated metals. Okay, that is human body is a highly conductor metals, they get the high electricity in a human body. Okay, now we discuss about ways to charge and method of charging. Okay, in this two ways are there, two methods are two ways, three ways. The one is charging by contact, that is direct contact. Okay, in this case, suppose here one neutral body is one rod having excess of electrons. Okay, it is separated by some distance. Suppose we can contact means you can attach to, one is negatively, another one is neutral. That means it can be charging can be shifted to the another plate, like this. Suppose here 6 electrons, 1 2 3 electrons in the first body, in the 3 are in the neutral body. That is sharing of the electrons by contacting. The charge carriers can be charged, another neutral body can be charged by first body. The first body is the second body. Okay, second body is charged by first body when contact the one neutral body, another one is excess of electrons body, that is it having excess of electrons. Okay, this is a neutral body, they get like this. Okay, okay, neutral body is nothing but number of electrons is equal to number of neutrons. Example is like hydrogen, one proton, one neutron, one proton, one electron. Okay, in the case of sodium, 11 protons, 11 electrons. That is, both will be number of charge carriers is equal to number of electrons. Okay, that is a neutral body. Neutral body is nothing but number of electrons is equal to number of positive charge carriers is equal to number of negative charge carriers. Okay, this is the when charging the by contact, we get the charge carriers by like this. Okay, separate the suppose this is by contact. Suppose we can separate in this way, we get 3 positive charge carriers, 3 negative, 3 negative. Okay, there is a neutrals body can get the charging when the neutral body get the charging by contact. Okay, this is the one method of the charging by direct contact. Okay, suppose here same material, one is one metal having charge Q, another metal having no charge, neutral body nothing but number of protons, number of electrons. That means number of charge, negative charge is equal to number of positive charge carriers. Okay, it having negative charge, it's a separation, but we can contact. Here contact means suppose one is Q charge and one is no charge, Q is equal to 0, is Q is equal to Q. Okay, it is separated by contacting. It is Q charge, it is 0 charge, it is Q charge can be transferred, that is it can be Q by 2, it can be Q by 2 separated. One here 3, 6 here 6 electrons can be transmitted to here 3 electrons. Here Q can be divided into 2 parts, that is here one body, another body, one body get Q by 2, another body get Q by 2. It is separated by dividing by contacting. They are sharing of electrons, that is means electrons are holes, that is positive charge carriers or negative charge carriers, that is sharing of charge carriers by contact. This is the one method. Another method is charging by induction. Okay, that is occur when insulator metals charging by induction occur in a insulator materials without contact. Without contact. If the charged body is brought near a neutral body, one side of the neutral body get negative charged, another side is positively charged. Okay, suppose here neutral body is nothing but number of charge carriers. Positive charge carriers equal to number of negative charge carriers. Okay, suppose is a neutral body. Okay, in the case of charging by induction, second is charging by induction. Charging by induction case is a neutral body. We can one metal having negatively charged. Okay, that means here next step here, suppose like this. Okay, it is a one plate. It is negative plate or conductor or metal. It can be negatively side, that can be positive charge carriers can be attracted, that is attraction force. Here remaining negative charge can be separated. That means it is a neutral body, first initial state. In the next state it can be polarized. Polarized means it can be separate the charge carriers. First charge carriers become towards the negative charge, remaining another charge carriers can be go to another side. Okay, that is separation of the charge carriers when we can using the conductor, that is negative charge or positive charge plates or conductors. Okay, similarly initially the metal rod having neutral is nothing but number of positive charge carriers is equal to number of negative charge carriers. Okay, it is a neutral body without nearer any metal or any substance. Okay, we can keeping negatively charged conductor, it can be separated, that it is negatively charged attracted by a positive charge carriers, that is most charge carriers can be attracted by a negative. That means one side the metal neutral body separated by the charge carriers, one side is positive charge carriers, another side is negative charge carriers, but means it can be attracted to negative charge carriers can be attracted to positive charge carriers, negative side other side the positive charge carriers attracted by a negative charge carriers. Okay, that means polarizing means separate the charge carriers initial state. This is number of charge carriers positive and electrons without polarizing. This is a metal neutral body. We can polarizing means it can be separated negative charge carriers and positive charge carriers. When suppose here we can using positive charge plate or conductor, the separate like this. Suppose we can using positive here negative, next to negative, that means positive charge carriers come this side, negative charge carriers go to this side. That means here we can taking negative plate, we get the positive charge carriers, this negative side attraction. Okay, another side is negative charge carriers. Suppose we can using positive plate, the negative charge carriers come this side, another side positive charge carriers can be formed. This is the polarizing or polarization occur when by nearer we can taking the one plate. Suppose we can taking positive plate or negative plate, it is depends upon charge carriers. Okay, suppose in this case this second body A connected to the another body neutral body, another neutral body connected to the, there is no charge carriers, it can be this charge carriers can be also divided into some parts like this. Here negatively charged first body is a second neutral body get the charged, this charge carriers can be transferred to another neutral body, this neutral body net charge get the neutralized. Okay, negatively. Okay, it is a positive side, negative side. This negative charge are moved to the another body, that is by contacting. But is this process is the induction process. This is the another name of charging by induction is called electrostatic induction. Okay, in the second, suppose we can using positive plate, here negative plate, here positive plate, we can the neutral body is same. Okay, that is in the previous case the positive charges are coming this side, that means positive and negative both will be attraction. Okay, here net positive charge carriers attracted by a negative charge carriers. Okay, okay, suppose this can be polarized. Okay, that is a positive plate can be attracted by the positive plate. Okay, this plate first initially one plate, it is neutrally, next is positive plate. Okay, to the neutral body. Okay, the neutral body it is can be attracted by a positive plate, other side is positive side. Okay, this second case, this is a positive plate, another neutral body, it is a negative charge carriers, it is a positive charge carriers. It can be connected to the ground or earthing. Okay, ground or earthing. This ground having number of electrons, ocean of electrons. That's why these electrons transfer to the this body. It means electrons are transferred to the this neutral body. It get the charging by a ground. Okay, okay, suppose if using negative, that is positive charge carriers are, that is transmitted electrons are observing from the metal, ground is observing the ground surface. That means the electrons is nothing but absorption. Positive charge carriers is nothing but it is gaining, it is losing, it is gaining. Sorry, losing is nothing but positive charge, gaining is nothing but negative charge. Ground is a very highly negative charge, that's why it can be gaining the electrons. Okay, that is it is a one magnet also, it gaining the electrons. Okay, okay, third one is charging by friction. Okay, it is due to in the insulator materials. Okay, in the case of charging by induction also it is by insulator but without touching. Okay, that is in the charging by induction, it is due to all metals, conductors or insulators. But in the charging by friction, it is due to only insulators. Okay, when a glass and rubber and plastic can be rubbed with silk and wool and hair, okay, that can be attracted, that is positively or negatively charged. Suppose you can the glass rod get the positive charge carriers, glass plastic rod get the negative charge carriers. Okay, suppose we can rub it with two materials, that is the insulator materials. Suppose plastic and glass can be rubbed with rubbing, it can be there will be kinetic energy can be formed. That kinetic energy here, that is two plates, two bodies can be rubbed with, that means here that is kinetic energy can be formed. This kinetic energy can be formed in the form of thermal energy. This thermal energy transmitted to in a electrical energy. Okay, that means we can be rubbed with two insulator materials. Okay, that means the kinetic energy it can be formed, that is kinetic energy transmitted into thermal energy. The thermal energy can be converted into electrical energy. That's why they can be attracted to the paper strips and pith balls. Okay, this can be occur when thermal energy converted into electrical energy. Suppose in the case of atoms and molecules, outermost electrons, suppose here hydrogen, only one single electron. Okay, this single electron participate in a contact, that can be attracted. Suppose nitrogen, suppose iron. Okay, they get, that means free electrons, outermost orbital. Suppose lithium, Li plus 1. Okay, that means 1s2 2s1 lithium. Okay, hydrogen, helium, lithium. Okay, that is the atomic number is 3. Okay, that means 1s1 2s1. It is the outermost electrons. Outermost electrons participate in a reaction in the attraction purpose. Okay, in the case of friction, in the case of atoms, the outermost electrons can be participate the participating, they get attracting by the body. Okay, so here it can be, when you are rubbing, they can be separated by a charge carriers, neutral body. Okay, that is charging one glass rod and plastic rod. Okay, so both will be insulated. The glass rod having positive charge carriers, another one is gaining negative charge carriers. Both will be attracted, positive and negative charge attracted. Suppose here the glass rod attracted to the silk, that is silk having negatively charged, glass rod having positive charged. Okay, but in the case of two glass rodding, they get repulsion, but they having two positive charge carriers, because they get the repulsion. Okay, see here the transfer of charge, that means mass also changes. Here the charge is interrelated with the mass. Every charged particle having some mass. Okay, the charge is related with the mass of the charge carriers. Okay, that means the charging converted into mass converted into charge carriers. Okay, like this. That is one higher body, that means heat can be transmitted to higher to lower, that is also charge carriers. Charging high charge can be transferred into low charge carriers, that is masses increases, here masses decreases, mass also changes. When charge carriers can be transferred, the mass also changes. Thank you.